So I drove up to Riviera Beach this morning, close to 2 hours, to check out a company called BillFish Boatworks, which is right here behind me. We've heard about this company, we've seen their boats at a couple of boat shows, but really didn't know a lot about them. We hear great things. They're a low volume boat builder. They do tons of customizations and incredible quality. So we're gonna jump inside the facility, take a look around, and try to capture an infusion process while we're here. So let's go have some fun. So the first thing that caught my attention right here is their 14-foot micro skiff. Now this thing is cool looking and available for just $15,000 as you see it rigged right here. Really cool boat. You can do a lot of stuff over in the shallows of the Keys or Miami, and I'm sure there's a lot of places this thing would really do well. And again, just $15K, not a bad deal. So let's take a look inside. All right, so I'm gonna walk in the main entrance here. You can see how organized they have everything, which is extremely important. Then you take a look at this. This is a 24-foot deck liner mold with what they call a boat in a box, which is all the numbered pieces are CNC cut and perfect size for each space. So you're not wasting anything. You're not creating any, triangular weird cuts just to fill in blanks. And it really doesn't get any smoother than that. Small details, but very important when you're looking at a high quality build, and that's definitely what we have here at BillFish Boatworks. So here we have right behind me a 24, and these are the guys that are responsible for teaching the Tribute Boatworks, which does one of the higher quality center consoles in the market. They're doing the similar build process right here, which is incredibly impressive. And epoxy is what they're using. This thing is, I can't even tell you how solid that thing is. You can see little details like this. They actually diagonally cut the piece of foam underneath, so if you did not do that and it was squared, you get an air pocket under here, which is a big deal. You don't want air pockets underneath this, especially if you're doing an infusion process, and that's what they do. So this boat has a 9-foot beam. It holds up 80 gallons of fuel, 35 gallons of fresh water. You can see it has a jack plate here in the back. They say it's not going to break any speed records, but when it comes to actual performance, there's not much that'll stand beside it. We'll see that one day for sure. So you can see underneath the cap, this is another 24 here. They take the time to finish things up, hit it with gel coat. And again, every piece of this is extremely solid. So it's a small boat, but here you got the stringer and bulkhead mold. So this all goes all within that in one piece and gets infused together. You'll see this again, you see the numbers of the fiberglass all cut, and this thing, just looks super clean. This is again another 24, and you can also get a better look here of the foam that I was talking about. You get the foam piece, and these are all cut again in that boat in a box. So you can see that line is dead on all the way across, and then they diagonally cut this so the fiberglass lays in and doesn't allow for the air pockets to form. So you got your bilge back here, your 80 gallons of fuel, you got a drop down console space there, your rigging tubes, your spot for your 35 gallons of fresh water, anchor locker up here. Just a really nice 24-foot boat. So here we have a 24 that's a bit further down the line. That's a really nice looking bay boat right there. Stars and Stripes blue, Matterhorn white interior. You can see speaker holes are cut out, rod holders are placed. Nice simple console right there. This boat starts at $119 with a V8 300 on the back. See, they put a jack plate on this boat.
That's only something you tell your girlfriend.
Don't want to get in the way, the guys are working on it. Let me show you the interior of the console real quick. Small detail as well, these guys do a good job of protecting the boat. This is a large investment for the owner, and just taking those few extra steps where you don't have to end up cleaning scuff marks and junk for a week before delivering the boat makes a big difference, and I'm sure every owner appreciates that. So we're gonna get to see something pretty cool here. Actual vacuum infusion process. The guys are getting ready. And this is something that definitely has serious benefits. It's not for the faint of heart though. You gotta know what you're doing. This is why. There's a lot of things that can go wrong if you don't have a trained, well-trained staff that really cares about what they're doing. You know, this is truly an art form. Now, a couple benefits of the infusion process. One is time. Once you get everything set up, this infusion process can take an hour or two compared to standard fabrication, which can take several days. 2, you get a stronger product. 3, you're using less material, less waste. So a lot of benefits to it. Also, you can pop that hull out of the mold within a day or 2, or 2-3 days, let's say, compared to having it in there for multiple weeks, letting it cure like the standard process. So a lot of benefits. It's a little more expensive. You got to know what you're doing. You need the equipment, but once you get it right, it's the way to go. Well, here we have Reed, owner of the company. How are you feeling about this? Confident?
Walking the park.
Piece of cake. These guys do it every day. It looks like they got this thing figured out, to say the least. All right, so they are starting to open up valves. You can see resin making its way through the hoses to a specific spot down the center there. And we'll show you how it first starts with the gray area. That kind of lets it work its way through the hole, and then it just seeps out from there. And take a look here at the manifold. They have actually everything clearly labeled, so you know exactly which hose is going where, and then obviously down underneath everything is also labeled. So this is like the control center where all the magic happens right here. You can see right here, they actually start at the center, at the keel, and then work their way port and starboard from there, and all the way up to the hull sides. So I'm not sure if you can see it here, but they actually mark different areas and actually put a time on it so they can see how much flow is going in different areas here at the bow compared to the transom. And the whole point is to make this as even as possible in both directions as the process goes forward, and they can control all that right here just by keeping an eye on it and working that manifold. So there you have it. That was our factory tour here at BillFish Boatworks in Riviera Beach, Florida. It's always cool to see how these boats are built, especially when a company is doing it right, like BillFish Boatworks is doing it here. The infusion process is always fun to see, so we hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe, pass this along to any friends that might find this content interesting. We definitely appreciate it, and we'll be back again here soon at Center Consoles Only.